Well, as you might guess, I received a bunch of stuff today for the Dodge Power Wagon, the M37. Main thing was, I just got this today. This is for the powertrain, body, and frame. This manual. These things are not cheap, but if it's a reprint, it's a pretty good one. If not, well, it says 1953 on it. I doubt this is from 53, but it's a good reprint anyway, if nothing else. So that came today. Something else that came today, a sheet there from Memphis Equipment, and these are new old stock. The waterproof spark plugs needed for the M37. They would go in there like that, but the connector on the outside, it goes in there, but it has a screw-on cap that it'll seal it off with. This thing is made to go through rivers, so, and by the amount of small rocks and gravel I've seen in it, on the engine and stuff, it looks like it has been through a couple of times. The other thing I got today, also new old stock, that it was missing, oil pressure gauge. That's what the hole in the inside of the cab was missing. But this came with a bracket and everything. But this is how it came. New old stock in a box. So I think this is from like July of '66, according to the package. But anyway, it's what's supposed to go on the M37. Oh, and the M37, I'm basically calling that Sergeant Bilko. Why? Well, because from 1955 to 1959, there was a TV show. Actually, it was called the Phil Silvers Show, but Sergeant Bilko was the Army sergeant who was in charge of the motor pool. And of course, it was a comedy and all that, but I figured, well, why not? We'll give it a name. We'll give the cargo carrier a name. And that's basically what it is. It's a cargo carrier. Then the other big thing that came today, which is the other big thing that was missing, was this. An oil bath air filter. This is what was missing. I thought for sure you would have had it somewhere in the parts, but it was not there at all. So that's two main things that was missing, that and the gauge. And let's see, what else is here? Okay, that spark plugs is this. Oh, well, this is just some solderless connectors I got today for automotive purposes. I may need it on this thing, especially with the way the wiring and stuff is. I have no idea what kind of shape it's in. I'll give you another idea what's actually original on this. The tires. Those are 70-year-old tires on that M37. I mean, I found them. They're good years, but definitely, they're actually stamped with the date on them, 1952. All right, so these are solderless connectors from a place called Solder Stick. And so, well, oh yeah, different colors. So, yeah, I got a couple of boxes of them. I saw them on Super Dude's video, the videos he had. He was, I think, if you use his name, you got a 10% discount or something like that. So anyway, so I got those, and those are the parts I needed for this thing. I still need, actually, I thought I needed the coil, but it turns out the coil is underneath where the distributor is. So that wasn't a problem. And but I'm finding out stuff that you would never, you would never think of. But also these waterproof plugs, I only have like a set of 3 so far. They are the most expensive things to pick up. If you wanted to get a whole set of 6, they'd be about $340. As it was, this book, that was $60. This is $117. No, I take it back. This, the air bath filter, is $117. The spark plugs were $140, and this gauge was, I think, $60. So I'm already spending a lot of money on this thing, and but it's going to take a lot more, I'm sure. So anyway, that's what I have today. I was just going to show you some of the parts I'm ordering and getting for this. And well, let's see. Hold on a second. I'll take you out in the garage and show you something else. Well, here we are. If I can get over there and see if you guys can see anything. Yeah, the rags are in the way because I pulled the spark plugs out of this flathead, and looks like somebody tried to run this thing. It was on 24 volts, I guess, with standard spark plugs. And what I'm seeing here is it looks like the center electrode was almost completely burned off. And that's what they all look like. They're all black, sooty, and they've been burned through, looks like. So anyway, I went ahead last night and I pulled all the plugs out and filled it with good old Marvel Mystery Oil, each cylinder. And then I'm going to run it, turn it over by hand, and just going to let it soak for a little while longer, probably the rest of the day today, just to make sure. But we were actually able to turn this, the radiator fan, and it actually did, you could see it spin stuff around, but it's, at that time, all the plugs were still in, so it was still pretty rough trying to do. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, we're getting there. It's just taken a while. And I put both the headlights back on. So yeah, it'll, the extra gauge is going to go in the missing spot in there, of course. So why that strap is there, I have no idea. This frame is solid for this window, so I don't know what the deal is there. So anyway, so I'm going to replace that, and it is an electric one. It's an electric gauge, oil pressure gauge, so that'll be interesting. So I'll have to see how that's routed in there. But other than that, things are sort of going right along. Boing. Yeah, there's no spring on this to hold it back, so it just opens all the way. So yeah, it's an interesting project, I'll tell you. So that's going to be it for now. Talk to you guys later.